Welcome back to The Word. I'm your host, Max Dutton, reporting for the Baker Orange. On this week's episode, we will check how Baldwin City celebrates Christmas, get a behind-the-scenes look at the Baker wrestling team, and interview students about how they spend their winter break. Taylor Nicholson is back with another segment of Taylor on the Town. This week, she is showing us how Baldwin City celebrates Christmas with their Festival of Lights and Christmas Parade.
On Saturday, December 4th, Baldwin City hosted their annual holiday event, the Festival of Lights. Residents were invited to a day packed with activities from the Lumberyard Arts Center to the library, the Nook, and more. The Chamber of Commerce called Saturday a day of warmth, light, and goodwill in Baldwin City. Daytime events included gingerbread making, breakfast with Santa, a holiday market, and much more. After a day full of activities came the magic of a parade, tree lighting, and fireworks display. Local businesses participated in the holiday-themed parade, with first place going to a float with characters from popular Christmas movies. After the lighting ceremony at City Hall, there was caroling in Sullivan Square by the Community Hallelujah Chorus Choir. To end the fun, there was a grand firework display downtown.
There's nothing like a small-town Christmas. I'm Taylor Nicholson for the Baker Orange.
Adam Cook is back this week to give us a behind-the-scenes look at the Baker wrestling team.
Baker University is home to many successful athletic programs. With all the success going on around our campus, it may be hard for students to keep up. One team that has been flying under the radar for far too long is the men's wrestling team. The men's wrestling team has been dominant in its last few years, yet rarely gets the recognition it deserves for its success. So, I took a deeper dive into the team and what makes them so great. The Baker men's wrestling team is placed in the national top 10 5 out of the last 6 years, and after about a month of the season is currently ranked 9th this season. The team has multiple individuals ranked in the national top 20 for their respective weight classes, including Isaiah Llewellyn making the top 5 at 4th in the 174 weight class. So, where does all the success come from? The wrestlers credit the coaching.
Everything comes down to our coach. And I say coach, but it comes down to coaches, plural. But I can tell you, having a person like Coach Cody Garcia, it's pretty amazing. So like you don't have to worry about questioning where his standards sit and what he expects out of you. It's pretty focused, and he gives you a pretty good idea of what he expects out of you.
Coach Cody Garcia clearly has an impact on the program and its athletes, and he cherishes every second of it.
It's been an awesome ride, right? Each year is a new story. You have so many different individuals that you're working with. You can be a part of their life, part of their journey, and that's really what it's all about, right? Serving this group to the best of my ability, right? And I feel like that's kind of what I've been called to do. And I think when you look at it as working with individuals and helping kind of create the best experience for them, I think it allows you to serve them, in whatever capacity you've been called to do.
Garcia heavily values the trust he's able to put into his athletes.
I think I'm going to ask a lot out of them, right? I'm going to ask them to make weight, right? Do these extra workouts. Just the kind of demands that wrestling asks. I think it makes it so, they have to. If they don't trust, if we don't have a relationship, I can't ask them to do some of the challenges, make some of the sacrifices they're going to make to be a wrestler at the collegiate level.
And his wrestlers make sure to continue to provide him with reason for him to trust them. The team has a mentality that embraces hard work.
What he expects out of us is character. So like character is like what's set in stone. It's the way it's like the brick and mortar of who you are. It doesn't waver with like what's going on in your life. That's that wrestling mentality that a lot of people don't understand, and people ask why do you put yourself through that all the time? And it's not because we're motivated to do it. It's not maybe because we love it all the time, but it's because we have the character to like we're gonna do this, and it's the way like we are basically built.
So why is this success not breeding recognition? Miller says it's likely due to the uniqueness of the sport.
It's very easy to recognize teams like football, baseball, basketball, and the reason for this is everybody understands like the main concepts of that. 95% of the people on campus, if they don't have wrestling experience, they come to a match, they're going to find themselves, if they're cheering on, they're just going to start screaming. Like, they don't know what's going on.
Although, the team doesn't wrestle for recognition.
We don't necessarily need the recognition, because that's not what it's about. It's about setting that standard where people, they come into the wrestling room, see what we're doing, and they're like, I don't want any part of that, right? And that's kind of the mentality. It's that dog mentality that our coaches talk about all the time.
The Baker men's wrestling team is mainly on the road the rest of the season, but you can catch the top 10 ranked team's next home duel in Collins Gym on February 5th. Until then, you can keep up to date with the team through the Baker Athletics Twitter and website. And don't be afraid to study up on what a pin is so that you can properly support one of the most competitive teams on our campus and help them get the support they deserve. For the Baker Orange, this has been Adam Cook.
Now let's get started with the Baker Orange News Rundown. Baker Orange staff member Gabriel Lopez reported that a new microbrewery and restaurant is coming soon to Baldwin City. Baldwin City Brewery is owned by husband and wife duo Corey and Jenny Venables. The Venables are currently in the process of renovating the former Antiques on the Prairie store, located on the corner of 6th and High Street. While Corey and Jenny do not have a clear timetable yet for the construction and renovations to be finished, they are optimistic to be up and running by the spring. NFTs have become the latest hot topic issue debated on the internet. Josh Smith is here to fill you in on what NFTs are.
So what is an NFT? NFT stands for non-fungible token, and being an owner of an NFT is like owning a real-world asset and a piece of property. The ownership of said asset can be proven by the smart contract that was created on the blockchain during the minting or purchase process.
NFTs can be anything from images, videos, music, or even text documents. If you're considering buying NFTs to sell later on for millions, proceed with extreme caution. Remember that the value of NFTs are 100% speculative, and that just because something is scarce doesn't mean people will actually want to buy it. Whether you buy an NFT to support an artist or to try selling it at a higher price in the future, understand that NFTs should not be considered an investment, and you risk losing all of the money you spent on them.
Baker Orange staff member Maria Gutierrez also reported that as NFTs become more widespread, it's imperative to take a look at the rewards and potential costs of getting into them. Read up more on how cryptocurrency works, seek out personal testimonies from people who have gotten tangled up in the community, and above all else, don't get scammed. While Baker students are getting ready to head home for winter break, we interview students on how they spend their time back home.
All right, first question is, how are you going to spend your winter break? Are you going to be traveling? Are you staying at home? What's that kind of look like for you?
Gonna be staying home, applying for jobs coming up, and then spending time with my wife's family when she comes back. They come back from Michigan.
I'll probably be chilling around home, do a lot of hunting and fishing if I can, and hopefully we can find an internship.
I'm actually going to Belize for Christmas.
Wow, okay.
I think this winter break I'll be staying at home, with the girl, helping watch some movies, staying with the family, and just enjoying my break home with the family. That's it.
I'm from Buffalo, New York, so I'll be flying back with me and my puppy to Buffalo, New York, and then I'll be spending it having surgery on my left foot.
What is on your holiday wish list this year?
Any guitar gear. I play guitar and that's all I do.
Probably just some hunting stuff, maybe some golfing stuff, and maybe some dress clothes. We're kind of lacking in that department.
And what is on your holiday wish list this year?
Doc Martens.
Okay, it's gonna sound weird, but low key, a Spider-Man costume would kind of be like the move for my ideal birthday gift.
There we go.
Christmas. It's Christmas.
Okay.
I don't have a birthday.
Your birthday isn't over Christmas,
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
Probably a new robe. I never had one before, and I'm kind of jealous that everybody else has one and I don't. So probably a robe.
Do you think that our winter break is long enough, or do you think we should extend it a little bit?
Last year's being 2 months. I want that again. That was nice.
I think it's pretty long because it's so many weeks long that I'm not really looking forward to getting back into the swing of things.
I would think we would do something like we did last year, where we would have finals before Thanksgiving and possibly start like a week or two earlier in August to make it just easier for everyone to go home after Thanksgiving.
I think it should be longer for when the interterm students come back. But other than that, I think it's extended nice and well. It's a nice long break when you don't have an intern.
For my last school, it was only a month, so now we have about 2. So I like our break. I think a little bit longer would probably be too much.
Well, that'll do it. Thanks for joining us on this episode of The Word. Remember to keep up to date with all things Baker Orange by following us on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Baker Orange. While you're at it, you can also follow the Instagram and Twitter pages for our show at BU_The Word. See you next semester.